Having switched supplier every year, it still amazes me that people are happy to stick with their current provider, assuming that they are switching you onto the best tariff on the market. In this video, I'll take you through some useful information about energy providers, show you how to make sense of the figures, and ultimately make a recommendation based on these findings. I'm convinced that by watching this video, you will save some, if not a lot, of money, in particular if you're one of the 3 out of 4 people with any of the big 6 energy providers. So, why is it so important to choose a good supplier? If your home is anything like mine, you'll be using an increasing number of electrical appliances and electric vehicles. And if you have any of these, you'll be using even more. We've all heard of the Big Six, and it'll be no surprise to you, with a name like that, they occupy a combined market share of 75% for electricity in the UK. However, there are an increasing number of smaller energy providers coming to the market who often offer more competitive rates and a better service. So let's get down to the number crunching. Just to keep things simple, I'm going to look at electricity only, but there's no reason why you can't use the same method that we're going to use below for your gas prices. First, we need to find out what our annual electricity consumption is going to be, and you can often find an estimate in your monthly bills or an actual annual usage if you've been with your supplier for a while or come to the end of a tariff. So for us, we use 5,687 kilowatt hours per year. So in order to find out our monthly usage, we simply divide that number by 12, which gives me 474 kilowatt hours per month. So our previous provider was Breeze Energy, and we're going to use the same format for all our calculations so that it's easy for you to follow along. So SC is the standing charge, and this is applied on a daily basis and aims to cover an energy supplier's fixed cost. So this was 27.8p times 31 days, which is your calendar month, gives us £8.62. Use is fairly self-explanatory. It was 14.6p per kilowatt hour times 474, the number of units I was using per month, and that gave us £69.20. So we add the standing charge and the usage totals together, and we get our monthly amount of £77.82. Times that by 12 gives us our annual total of £933.84. It's also worth adding that Breeze Energy had an exit fee of £20 per fuel. So if I didn't like being with them, or I found a cheaper tariff, a month or two down the line, or even halfway through, they would charge me that amount per fuel. So now I'm going to do the same for my current provider, who are Octopus Energy, and as you can see, the standing charge and the unit rate are lower than my previous supplier, and so 6 months ago when I switched to Octopus Energy, I already knew I was going to be saving money. So their standing charge was, or is 25p, and their usage charge is 12.93p, giving us a monthly total of £69.04 and an annual total of £828.48. Octopus Energy, unlike Breeze Energy, have no exit fees, so if I change my mind halfway through the tariff, I won't be penalised for leaving, which is great. Okay, so having looked around, I'm also going to compare an alternative provider, which I've chosen to be Bulb, because they're a small energy company which are coming up as well, and seem to have good customer reviews. So their figures are a standing charge of 20.44 pence, and a usage charge of 13.72 pence, which gives us a monthly total of £71.37 and an annual total of £856.44. So still better or cheaper than my previous provider, which was Breeze Energy, but not as good as Octopus Energy, but they do not have any exit fees. Okay, so as I mentioned before, if you're with any of the big 6, so British Gas, EDF Energy, E.ON, Empower, Scottish Power, or SSE, you could save lots of cash. And to illustrate this point, I'm going to show you. So I've chosen British Gas, not because I don't like them, I don't have a grudge against them, but they do occupy the lion's share with a whopping 15 million customers in the UK with them. So their standing charge amount would be 24.52 pence, and a usage charge of 17.37 pence, which will give us a monthly total of £89.93 and an annual total of, so we're going over the 1,000 mark here, so £1,079.21. So you can see that with British Gas we'd be paying significantly more than all the other tariffs. So, and it's just over £250 more than our cheapest option, which is Octopus Energy. And if you try to leave before your tariff is up, they'll charge you an extra £30 per fuel. Nice one, British Gas. So, before I mentioned, people are increasingly switching to electric vehicles, and that's myself included, which means if you charge your car at home, your electricity usage is going to significantly increase. The good news is that electricity is significantly cheaper and greener than dinosaur juice, and electricity providers such as Octopus Energy are acknowledging and supporting this. So they offer an electric vehicle tariff called Octopus Go, which allows electric vehicle owners to charge their car at night for 4 hours between the hours of half midnight and half past 4 in the morning, at a steeply discounted rate of 5p per kilowatt hour. Yes, I did say 5p per kilowatt hour. So it's easy to charge between these hours, either by using the car's onboard charging timer or an external timer. To kind of work out the kind of discounted rate, if you like, I've taken a modest estimate of 6 kilowatt hours used during this off-peak rate. Modest, as I often also set my dishwasher, my washing machine, etc. To come on during these times, and then timesing it by 31 for the number of days per month, which gives me 186 kilowatt hours used off-peak. So by recalculating the figures, my lowest quote from Octopus Energy is now even lower. So you can see that Octopus Energy is still the cheapest electricity provider for me, even not taking into consideration the Octopus Go tariff, and I genuinely believe that most people will be able to save 100, if not hundreds of pounds with Octopus Energy. Now, you're probably thinking that I'm being paid to do this by Octopus Energy, or that the figures are being put on. They're not paying me, the figures haven't been put on, although I did check with them and that they were happy for me to do this, which unsurprisingly they were. So the figures speak for themselves, and even better, you can see how much you can save using the link in the description section below. There's also an added bonus for both of us if you do switch using the link, as we'll both get £50 credit into our energy accounts, and that's another £50 to take off the annual cost of your energy, so it's even lower. So why choose Octopus Energy? We're nearly there, I promise. They are the only which recommended energy supplier. They use 100% renewable energy sources for their electricity, which makes your consumption greener. They've got excellent customer services, so you usually get a quick response on the phone or via email, and certainly have had no problems over the last 6 months. They've got no exit fees for any of their tariffs, so if you don't like it or you find a cheaper provider, you're not penalised for switching. People often worry that they're going to have smart meters thrust upon them, and that's not the case at all. They also support prepayment meters, however prepayment customers are sometimes charged more for each unit of energy than those on a standard credit meter, and some of the cheapest prepaid tariffs were found to be £260 to £320 a year more expensive than those on direct debit households. So you may want to look into going onto a fixed tariff. So I'm a member of quite a few groups and forums on saving money and reducing costs. And often it's mentioned about warm home discounts. For those that don't know what this is, it's an initiative from the government that helps low income or vulnerable households with a discount off their energy bills. I understand this year it's a one-off discount of £140. People often feel the need to stick with the big six, as smaller providers have not offered the warm home discount. That is up until now, so Octopus Energy have announced that they plan to introduce a warm home discount this winter. So to illustrate this point a bit further, if we go back to our figures from our previous slide, you're already paying too much for being with one of the big six. Even if we took the warm home discount off the big six annual total, you'd still be paying over £100 more than with Octopus Energy. So, as I mentioned before, why don't you take a few minutes to see how much you could save by clicking on the link in the description. If you do click on the link, you'll come to a page like this where they'll help you to get a quote. All you need to do is put in your postcode and click get a quote to set the ball rolling. Do remember, as it says here, if you do decide to switch to Octopus Energy, that you'll need to sign up using this link to be able to claim your £50 energy credit. So that's it from me. Roughly 10 minutes to save a decent amount of cash. Even if you don't use the link, please do your own shopping around and find the best deal for you using the techniques in this video. So if you've enjoyed the video, please like, share or subscribe, or all of the above. Thanks for watching.